So I was watching a video today of a young lady share that she had a heart attack. And she shared that she had been frustrated with her husband, and that over the days prior to that, and including that day, she found herself ruminating over it and just continuing to talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And in her words, she was just frustrated over some things that her husband was doing. And she said that all of a sudden she started to feel things happening physically. And I believe that she was with her cousin and they were driving, and she started to feel dizzy. She started to feel lightheaded, and they pulled over and her cousin phoned for help. Turned out this young woman had a heart attack. And I wanted to share what dropped in my spirit about this as a married woman, because I feel like sometimes we make marriage seem too easy. We make marriage feel like it's just going to be a cakewalk. And I think Michael Jordan said it best when he said, "My only regret was making it look too easy." Because then it wasn't just that everybody wanted to be like Mike. Everybody thought they could be Mike. And as a result of setting themselves up for that type of failure, when things don't work out or didn't work out, a lot of young, aspiring players and athletes gave up. Just threw in the towel. In marriage, it's so important to learn to balance your emotions. And I wish somebody had taught me this prior to getting married, the importance of learning how to balance your emotions, especially for women who have been single moms prior to marriage, women who are alpha wives, alpha women who, we run organizations, we support our communities, we are leaders in our communities. Did you know that when we get angry, oftentimes when we feel sick afterwards, it's because our body is releasing hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Adrenaline makes our heart, squeeze tighter, and us feel sweaty and us feel dizzy and, have heart palpitations. And a lot of people might say that they feel like they're having panic attacks. And, our cortisol, more of it releases at an amount and a rate that our body simply can't process. And that's why I'm so grateful to Yaki Awakened. I'm pretty sure this has been around a long time, but I heard him talking to a lady on one of his lives who had been sick after she had gotten angry. She had some stuff going at work and she had gotten really angry. And literally for days after that, she was feeling the impact of it. Physically, she was sick. She was ill. And when the Bible talks about us making sure that we don't have a hard heart and us taking our problems to God, it is because what stands in the way of our ability to heal when our hearts harden are our pride, our ego, and, us shutting down. When we get so angry, we can't think, we get migraines. We can't, you ever heard people say, "I'm so angry, I can't even see straight"? It is because the Bible says that literally we can't see and we can't hear. And in Matthew 13:15, Jesus talks about how the people that he was talking about, their hearts had grown hard. And as a result of their hearts growing hard, they had the inability to see. They wouldn't follow Jesus. They doubted that Jesus was the Messiah. And as a result of them, they couldn't see and they couldn't hear as well. Their ears were closed like fools. And that's what happens when we get angry. So I practice the 4-point breathing exercise. It's all over Google. I think it's just as simple. I pretty much do it like, it's instant for me. The minute that I feel something kick in that triggers me, I don't care who I'm with or where I'm at. I instantly go into that particular activity because that allows us to have a moment of calm. And our breathing exercise and activity breaks up the adrenaline. And then the other thing that I do is I stay in my word. It is so important because nothing can separate us from God like us separating ourselves from God. And when we're separated from God, we're separated from our healing, and we're separated from our ability to be able to really accurately see a situation for what it is. You know, there's a saying, when emotion goes up, logic goes out. And we're separated from our ability to really hear things clearly because, again, of our emotions and because of our physical state once we get too angry. So if you find yourself being one of those hot-headed spouses, practice the 4-point breathing activity, and also stay in your word and be encouraged and take it to God first. I find myself as a wife, sometimes before I even take things to my husband, I will have a conversation with God and ask God for help on how I articulate what it is that I have to say through my emotions, because I'm a very passionate woman of God.